Hello, we're back with another Cuervo Home Fit TikTok Fit tip. Today's video is a little longer than normal, so bear with me. Today's topic is a weighty one, competition. Right. You may say, that's not relevant to me, I'm not a competitive athlete. But it's still relevant, and I'll explain why. But first, let me ask you a question. Did you ever journal? Did you ever have a diary? I never was one of these people that did a lot of that, but you know, the more involved in the fitness journey I get, the more I see having a journal or some sort of fitness log, perhaps. Think of it as a log, captain's log, you know. That's important. Why? Because it's like having a historian write down all the stuff that you've accomplished. How did you get to where you are? Your past helps define your future, right? So, all right, that sounds great. Big whoop. Okay, I should write down what I'm doing. Well, that's hard to do, right? I mean, some of us don't enjoy writing all this stuff down, but you can still do it by having a smartwatch, writing down all the data that you get from practically any machine that you get on. It's a computer, for crying out loud. It's giving you all this data. Write it down. Write down your PRs. How did you feel? Just like a 1 or 2 word response to that. That's really important and it's valid. It will help you a lot. Why? Because you're a competitive athlete. Maybe you don't believe that, but I think you are, and this is why. In Creed, for example, the movie Creed, Rocky and Creed are standing in front of a mirror, and Rocky points at the mirror and he says, "You see that guy in the mirror? That's the toughest opponent you're ever going to face." That's true in the ring, and it's true in life. Even if we're not competitive athletes, we're still competing. We're competing with ourselves. We are our own greatest critic and our own greatest competition, okay? There are going to be times that you'll build yourself up, but there are going to be times that you're going to tear yourself down. It's a natural thing. It's not fun, okay? But, you know, it really does happen. So why am I standing here, okay? Lindsey Vonn was the best of the best, okay? You think that she didn't track her progress? You think she doesn't have a history documenting all the things that she accomplished? I'm not saying we're Lindsey Vonn, okay? But to be where she was at that level, you have to do that, okay? To be in a sport where the difference between winning and not even placing is a second, you have to do that. It's not negotiable. For us, it's negotiable. We have the luxury of saying we don't want a journal or we don't have to track our progress. But if you don't do that, you have no history to help inform where you're going, okay? And on those days when competition gets the better of you, because it will, your internal competition will get the better of you. Think of it that way. That's where your journaling comes in hand. That is your tool. That is your platform to remind yourself where you've been and where you're going. It may make you honest. It may say, you know what, you really aren't working as hard as you thought. Maybe you thought you had a great workout and you felt amazing, but then you look and you're like, oh my goodness. Last week on the day I felt half sick, I burned 150 more calories in spin class. How does that happen? It's because mentally we can fool ourselves into how hard we've worked. And our body and our mind are not a reliable tool, unfortunately, when it comes to our fitness journey. They just aren't sometimes. That's what your journal is for. That's what your written history is for, to show you where you're going and what you've done, because the competition will get the better of you sometimes. You're going to tell yourself, you're not making progress. Bring out your history. Yes, I have. You can't do it. Bring out your history. Look at all the things I've accomplished and overcome. Your history will inform your progress. Keep a journal. Remember, you're a competitive athlete. Go for it. See you next time.